What's up guys, Phoenix here. This video is going to be another DevPro duel video in Ranked, and this time I'm going to be playing with the Nekroz deck. Now this deck is very much not something I would consider playable on any sort of competitive level, with Shrit being banned, and honestly I think Shrit could basically just be legal again because we have a lot of things in the format we haven't had to deal with before, in the form of Chaos Trap Hole, Solemn Strike, Solemn Warning. Like, those have been popularized in the format because of the fact that, you know, they're all really good, and this deck didn't have to really deal with those when it was at its prime or playable, you know, level. So I think that Shrit could perfectly be legal at 1 or something, and that this deck probably wouldn't be able to do very well. It would definitely be one of the better rogue options, but I don't think it would be anywhere near best deck status. But regardless of that, like, this deck is very much Trishula, Valk, and Emerald the deck. Like, basically every single turn you're trying to just reset your resource pool with Emerald, you're trying to Trish them if possible, and then you're also trying to summon Valkyris and use that to power into your deck. You have cards that facilitate this in the form of a Diva with the Gishki Visions, which allow you to just have full ritual tributes for the water monsters. It basically replaces Shrit, but it's just a lot worse because it doesn't advance your engine while also being a tribute. And then you've got the things like the 1 Trick Clown and 1 Garnet to use the Brilliant Fusion engine to allow you to get double normal summons with Seraph Knight, because you are playing a lot of normal summons in this deck in the form of all the Jews and the Diva, and these things are potentially normal summons as well. So it ultimately just all kind of culminates into some sort of cohesive theme. Emptiness being the 1 trap is just really just kind of standard. This deck doesn't really have room for a large trap lineup, even though, like, you'd honestly rather have them, but you do just try to go first with this deck and power into more cards using Valk and stuff like that, and you can just get rid of Maxis if they're dead, which is honestly one of the biggest, you know, pros for running this card, is because even if it's dead, you can just discard it off Valk and turn it into another draw. So there's other things like that. These could potentially just be strikes and a warning, but I mean, honestly, I think it's just better as is, because if you go second, then you'll be able to amass more cards. Basically, you don't really want to be relying on trap cards with this deck, I don't believe, because of the fact that you have cards like Valkyris, which prevents you from being touched. You have Trish that you're just going to clear the resources with. The only thing you really want to do with traps with this deck is honestly just sticking Unicorn Colossalus, or just, you know, putting out Dweller Giant Hand as, like, you know, trap monsters, stuff like that. But basically the deck list is extremely standard, or what I would consider extremely standard. You have a 12, 11, and a 10, and a 4 for Kaleidoscope. You play 2 of these because it is possible for you to normal summon Diva, get Gishki Vision out of the deck, and then Synchro into it, which is a very good turn 1 play in its own right against certain decks like, you know, BA PK, stuff like that. And it also is just a negation, which is really good. And also, if you Synchro summon this card properly, that means that you can bring it back off of Norden with instant fusion plays, thus making your rank 4s even more impactful, because they do something and then search for another ritual spell or ritual monster. All these different things just come into play, but this deck is very cloggy in terms of its normal summon heavy, and you don't have really any very generic ways to get plays moving, and the deck very much does a very linear action in the form of, you basically stick Valk, you try to just power into cards, power into your Trish and your Emerald plays, and then occasionally you stick Unicorn Colossalus or use Brio to shuffle back some stuff. Like, it's very linear, and that's what I don't like, because it's kind of the absolute opposite of what the Nekroz deck used to be. The Nekroz deck with Shrit legal was very fluid in having multiple options per turn, but it's just the way the deck has to be played now, since the mirror match isn't prevalent because of Shrit being banned, and Shrit being banned in general just causes your plays to have a lot higher risk, and that's the big issue. But anyway, that's enough talking about this deck list. Let's jump into the game, shall we? Alright, so let's see what we're playing against. Oh, he's a good luck have funner. We don't play that game here. I pretty much blind first every time I play this deck, simply because it just seems more economical, except when you're dealing with situations like this. However, I do get to Diva into Vision and make Herald, which is actually, like, kind of okay, because it is Macrocosmos, which means I could potentially shut off one of his potential strategies, and it's also just Solemn Judgment, and then I get to follow it up with a Max C. So that seems pretty cool. Definitely just don't want to waste that prep. I probably should have just blinded second. I don't know. Whether or not I blind first or second literally changes with my mood with this deck. I think it actually requires being, you know, blind second. I think so, at least. I think blinding second is probably the ideal with this deck, but then again, you have Card of Demise strategies in the format, which is like the actual real epitome of the problem. So you really don't want to be building your deck around going second. That's the issue. It's kind of a weird part in the format where Nekroz can try and fit in, but it's definitely a lot safer trying to play it now than it was a few months back, because, you know, the whole Ariadne Dracopal thing is definitely much lesser. And then, you know, Control Cosmo is kind of, it's kind of 50-50. And then you just have Monarchs. So, ultimately, it's a bit safer. Once you dodge, like, the Card of Demise decks, potentially you could have something here. Still wish that Konami would just unban Shrit, though, because literally Shrit going to 1 would give this deck just a decent enough boost to matter, but ultimately would be fine on its own, where, like, it wouldn't be anything game-breaking because of the fact that, like, there's still plenty of, like, problems that this deck has. Like, there's so many problems this deck does still suffer from, which is unfortunate. But, like, Shrit being at 1 would just allow the deck to actually be cohesive because of the fact that Rhoda exists, stuff like that. So, this is there, which means now I can Instant Fusion for that and get another search, which is going to be what's going to actually end up happening. Because I can just Instant Fusion for Norden, since that was properly summoned, I'm going to be able to just make a rank 4, and I'm probably just going to make Diamond Dire and pop that, because I'm playing against Infernoids, which I don't know for what reason why I'm playing against Infernoids now, out of all things, but, I mean, hey, it's whatever. I'll take it as it comes, because it is actually, like, a deck that can potentially, like, hold its own. I'm surprised he didn't actually chain this thing's effect to banish my Herald of the Arclight. I'm actually incredibly surprised that he didn't. Maybe he just needs it to resolve. Could be the case, but we're going to make Diamond Dire here. I'm going to Diamond Dire, activate, and I'm going to detach this, target itself, target this. So now even if that negates the Diamond Dire in some way, shape, or form, then this gets to do that. Alright, well, he's putting that 1 back in his graveyard. Okay. I can respect it to an extent. There are still a few opportunities for you to activate Petrulia and prevent me from getting a search, but I guess it's fine as is. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get Unicorn. This Max C is virtually worthless because everything in his deck is inherent anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate this Kaleidoscope. I'm going to send my 12 and summon Valk and Unicorn. And so I'll be able to summon these two, and then I'm going to Brio for Great Sorcerer, and then just get the quick and easy +1 off of that interaction. So yeah, we'll go for that, because I'll get the quick and easy +1, and then I've also got Prep, which is a further plus. So, like I said, Max C is virtually, like, useless in this matchup anyway. So we'll just pop these. Great Sorcerer, yes, I'd love to use its effect to get a Valk, because Valk, you know, allows me to continue my plays as well as not die. It allows me to not die, as they say, not die. I could Trishula him if he wants to just let me, but he probably won't just let me. So, as it stands, what we'll do is we'll normal summon this, we'll use its effect to get, let's see, Brio and Unicorn are both gone. So what we will get here is, I've already got Valk, I guess I just need to get Trishula. I guess I just need to threaten that, because I can make Emerald here. Well, first I'm just gonna attack this. Let's be smart. Let's just attack into this first. I'm surprised he literally has not used this thing's effect. That's what I'm most curious about, is like why he hasn't used its effect at all. Because he could have just stopped my Norden getting back Herald of the Arclight, and that would have stopped a good portion of the play that I was making. I definitely had a different play line to go down, but this one just seemed more ideal. But we'll make Daigesto Emerald here, and Emerald here is going to detach this. I'm going to shuffle back Brio, this, and Norden. Or do I want to shuffle back Diva? Nah, we'll shuffle back Norden. I've got one more Instant Fusion left in the deck, so I might as well make sure that it stays live in any way, shape, or form. So, Clausulus gets to be a ritual spell. I get to protect these with Valkyris, potentially. I've got the Kaleidoscope that's engraved that I can use. I've got quite a few different options available to me, but I'm very, very keen to just end my turn here, because there's nothing really I can do to dedicate to my board. I didn't try to drop Trishula there, because he could easily just tribute this and, you know, just, like, bypass it. Although, let's see, if I had summoned Trishula, I would have hit him down for another 27, right? I could have actually probably just had game. I think I did have game. That's the thing. I think I did have game. Interesting. Because I could have ditched Colossus, got Necro's Mirror, and I could have banished Unicorn and Great Sorcerer, summoned Valkyris, that would have been another 29, and I didn't have this in my hand, so yeah, it actually just wasn't game. I don't think it is, anyway. Well, wait, I could have cycled, potentially. I don't know. I don't think I had game there. I think I could have easily put more damage on board and forced something like the Trishula out, but it's whatever. He's going to resolve a Shaddoll Fusion for like 6, so that's fine. He's literally putting everything. And then Tierra is send 3 cards from Extract to Grave, so I'm going to send a Herald of the Arclight. Most definitely. Send Herald. I don't think these actually matter. This doesn't matter. And this doesn't matter, but it could give it an attack boost that would be cheeky as hell, so I might actually keep it there. The Leo is probably the card that matters the least, so there's that. And then, yes, I will use my own Herald of the Arclight. Oh, he's playing ritual cards in his Infernoid deck. What? Why? Who? What? Where? How and why? Please tell me the ways. Alright, so this Tiara, I'm gonna have to stop it. What is that? The Masked Beast? The Masked Beast? What is this? Kill maybe ritual summon with curse. What the fuck is going on? What? What is happening? What's going on here? Why? Tiara was bigger than that. Well, I mean, now you get to summon another Infernoid, so I guess that's fucking neat. Here comes a Tondel. Alright, well, I'm going to, depending on which one you attack with first, I'm going to Valkyris you. Oh no, you're going into Titanic Galaxy. Okay. Let's keep going. Okay. The Masked fucking Beast? I mean, I guess. I still think there's a better option than that, though. You know, maybe like Demise? Demise and Into the World, maybe? Because at least with that option, you have the option to blow up the board first. Like, come on. Like, that seems like the very valid option. I could just be absolutely wrong, but, you know, could be. Could be, might be, maybe. I have a Trishula in my hand, so if he sends, like, Harmadic and tries to pop this, then I get to negate that. The Masked Beast. I mean, it makes sense in theory. Void Imagination sends, you know, stuff for Tiara. Tiara gets to dump potentially 2 Herald of the Arclights, depending on what you have and what you're missing. So, there is that. So, do I want to use Valkyris to protect this Digesto Emerald? Oh, it won't protect the Digesto Emerald. That's the issue. Is that I've got to take this, and then I'm going to have to burn one of his Deviates. Or no, it's once per turn. So, well, yeah, I have to burn one of them. Shit. I do have to burn one. So I'll banish this Valkyris and ditch that Valkyris. So, yeah. I'm going to try. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see if he lets it go. Because I've got to deal with a Titanic Galaxy and 2 effect negations. Like, I don't want to deal with that. Oh, he's letting it go. Okay. Alright. I'm okay with that. Per se. This can attack over that. Well, no, it can't. I have to attack the Titanic Galaxy. Wow. That emptiness is late as shit, too. Well, alright. So I can activate Prep and force that out. That's pretty simple. I could actually activate Digesto Emerald here as well, shuffling back the Herald that, you know, was actually not properly summoned, and I can shuffle back Vision Gishki, giving myself some potential play lines there. And then I've got Colossus as well. So what we'll do is, yeah, we'll start our turn with activating this and see where it gets me. I'm going to put back this, I'm going to put back Senju, and I'm going to put back Vision Gishki. Because those will all allow me to potentially, you know, deal with this in some way, shape, or form. The Masked Beast, though, you couldn't have thought of a better ritual to play. I really think that Demise King of Armageddon has some merit here, because of the fact that, you know, Demise King of Armageddon can pay 2k and blow up the entire board except itself, and then you get to do the rest of your plays. Like, it's literally searching Judgment Dragon. I don't think that's bad in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll activate this, since one of them is gone. Now I just have to deal with the other one. And so we will try to do that in our own way. But what we can do is I've got to attack over that, which means I've got to be able to deal with it in some capacity. So we'll get Kaleidoscope. Alright. And what we'll do is I've got a Valkyrie that's banished, which is actually very, very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to banish Clausulus and the Kaleidoscope, because what I can do here is I can get Necros Cycle, because I can search for Brio. I believe Brio is still in my deck. 100% I think it is. And I've got the prep to back it up as well. Yeah, Brio is still in the deck. So, what we'll do is we'll start with Kaleidoscope. Well, no, I can't Kaleidoscope because my Herald of the Arclight is gone. That is the issue. That is the issue indeed. So what I have to do is I could Kaleidoscope, and I could summon Trish and Unicorn, and then that would allow me to do some things there. I could prep, and everything would be all fine and dandy potentially. Oh no, this is hard. this is difficult. We'll just activate this. We'll see if it gets negated or not. We'll see if it gets negated. Okay, so he's negating this one, which I'm okay with, because now what I get to do is I get to activate this, and I get to add back, I can add back Valk, which isn't really necessary, is it? I don't know, man. Shit. I'll add back Great Sorcerer, because then what that allows me to do is that allows me to go cycle, ditch Trick Clown and Great Sorcerer to summon the Valkyrus, and then I can go Preparation of Rites and get cards, get quads. What the fuck? My turn ended. No! No, you son of a bitch! The timer. God damn it. This is a complicated board state to break. Fuck you. Alright. Well, here's the problem. Is that now I'm at 1,000. Which means now I can't use the Trick Clown. And now this is reset for the turn, which is a problem. In case you didn't know, it's a problem. But what I'll just do is I'll activate Cycle, see if he negates it. If he negates it, fucking great. Like, I just lose to the fact that that happens. Like, alright. Come on. Yep, negate. Alright. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. Because now I have prep. Prep. And I get to trish you. I get to trish him. This ends up being in my favor so greatly. Because I get to trish him now. Trishel a normal summon game. Me taking my sweet ass time just rewarded my ass. Alright. Well, I don't consider that to be real in any stretch of the imagination, but we'll fucking do it. Like, let's go for it. We'll banish a Nunku, because there's two Deviates anyway. So, now I just get to normal summon this for game? Neat? Wow. That's not real. I do like that idea, though. I do kind of like that idea of the whole ritual thing, because it seems really cool. I just think the choice of ritual that he played was really subpar. I think Demise King of Armageddon is also a fiend. So there's literally no reason not to play Demise over the Mass Beast, because like I said, you're literally searching a card that can wipe the board for free, and then it's a level 8 on the board that you're able to do that entire play string with again. Like, I feel like there's literally no reason to be playing the Mass Beast over Demise King of Armageddon other than just fucking style points. But look at that. Just Trishula the deck. He got a card stuck in his hand because he was playing Infernoids, and I just got to trish him. Amazing. That is the way the cookie crumbles, it seems. But, anyway, that's going to be it for this one. That one was weird. I took a long time to get a lot of nowhere because I was trying to break his board, and turns out, didn't need to. Just needed to keep myself alive. Who would have thunk it? But anyway, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, Duel and Nonsense usually do. Links are in the description to my Facebook and Twitch links if you want to connect with me, chat with me, whatever. Those are there for you to use to do so. Just use them to the best of your ability, potentially, maybe. Who knows? But anyway, if you want to support me, clicking ads on my videos and disabling ad block and review my videos is the best way to support me and to show your support in general. It helps out a ton. I cannot express how much it helps out. It just helps support me, and it helps support my mindset of being able to, like, dedicate time to making these videos continually, because I do have a job and a daily life, and they're quite time inclusive and stressful. And this is also time inclusive and stressful because I'm imposing a self-set deadline on myself, and keeping myself motivated to do these things is definitely something that just clicking ads on my videos does. If you have an ad block enabled, just take a couple seconds out of your day, disable your ad block, refresh the video, click an ad or two, and then put the ad block back on when you're done. It takes seconds out of your day, takes no money out of your pocket, and helps me out a lot, and it ensures that you continue seeing content from me if that is what you enjoy to see. Well, that's basically all I can say about that one. As always, guys, thanks for watching. That's going to be it for this video. Let me know what you guys think about this deck and this game and stuff in the comments down below. And as always, guys, take care.